So the start to our time in Serie A has been interesting. We've played 4, we've won 2 games, but we're on a negative goal difference. We desperately need a good striker. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Going Pro with me, D-Boy Plays, episode 16. And we've got 2 matches for you today, one against AC Milan and one against Juventus, which as mentioned are the 2 teams geographically nearest to us, and 2 of the big boys that obviously at the start of the demise of Pro Vercelli, 2 of the teams that absolutely ruined everything for us, so maybe revenge is on the cards today in some way, shape or form. AC Milan are completely unbeaten. Juventus are doing about the same of us. I mean, if we can get 1 point out of these games, I'll be ecstatic, but I can't imagine anything interesting happening. It's probably going to be a pair of losses. It's just going to be a rubbish episode for me, basically. Elsewhere, we did manage to pick up 1 extra player. We got Lorenzo Parola. We got him in on loan from Inter Milan. Looks like a pretty decent defender, although he's only played 2 games for us. One of them was against Inter Milan, and he got a 6.1 rating, so I feel like he was trying to make us lose in that game. And they were the team that scored 3 goals against us. We've only scored 2 goals in this league. If we actually look at how we're doing, like I say, we're currently in 8th. We've not changed position. I said we wouldn't really go much higher than 8th. I think after our first game we were in the top 4, but obviously that's not going to stick around. But we're on -1 for goal difference. Our only goals have come from Jury Marquant and Odin Thiago Holm, one of our loanies. Yeah, we could probably do with that changing. Obviously, you know, we're still getting a feel for this new formation with the team. It seems like we're going to be okay against some of the worst teams in the league, but the big boys, I imagine, are just going to give us problems all day. And that's what we're dealing with today. We've got two of the biggest teams from Italy, both games at home as well, which is nice. So we're not going to do any travelling. Yeah, I imagine they're going to be walking away with quite a few points, though, from us today. Let's jump into that first game. We've got AC Milan. A draw would be amazing. So here we go into our first game of the episode. Made a couple of tweaks just to sort of positioning. We've got Palumbo and Holm, the 2 Norwegians, sitting just behind Comey, who we're bringing in. This is his first start of the season, mainly because Salcedo doesn't know where the goal is. So we're going to try and get Comey up there. He knows where it is. He should be fine. Might get us a goal or 2. Diambo and Calvano taking up our CDMs with Zé Carlos on the right, St. Luce on the left, Parola, Mbeso and Massi taking up defence with Rizzo in goal. Just noticing as well, we've got a couple of the youth lads will not be featuring because they've obviously played again. And Coley got a red card, straight red against Inter Milan for a 2-footed tackle. Not making the start of our season easy, but do you know what? You've got to rip this one off like a plaster, get in there, try and play okay. Obviously, you look at their squad, and I'm sure everybody watching this knows every single one of these players. The ones that I'm worried about, maybe Teo Hernandez, De Ketelere, Rafael Leao, Delafeu. I mean, he can be good when he feels like it. So let's just get out there, do everything we can, try your best. We lost to Inter. Can we beat their stadium sharing team? Although interestingly, I did hear off a friend I was chatting with that I didn't know about this, but they're gonna revamp the San Siro in the near future. So if you're a fan of Italian football or you've never been to the San Siro, something I'm certainly going to try and do over the next year or 2 is just get out there and try and catch a game in the San Siro before they get rid of it. AC Milan with the free kick. Delafeu plays it in. Tamori can't quite find the goal. Tamori, of course, young English talent. Both clubs here, obviously, they've got the English flag as part of their crest. I'm trying to find a way to squeeze in a couple of English players into the squad, obviously to try and sort of tie in with that kind of English heritage that the club has. The biggest problem with that is obviously England is now considered not part of the EU. So they count as foreign players, which is really annoying. Great save there from Rizzo. So they count as obviously our non-European, non-EU players, I should say, non-EUs for registration, which we have no slots for anymore because we signed Nwosu, who... that was going in. We signed Nwosu, obviously, who took up that slot, and we already had a couple of lads that were taking up the slot. So no new foreign players, or I should say non-EU players, coming into the club. 0-0 at half-time is good, though. I'm happy with 0-0 at half-time. I'm happy with the performance. Keep it up. We have got a couple of bookings. Hopefully we don't absolutely ruin ourselves and get any more red cards. Really don't want to see any more red cards. So plays it to Massi. Calvano now. Just moving it around. Diambo with it in the middle. Just, you know, hanging on to possession against these bigger clubs, I think is going to be a bit challenging. But if we can, you know, just keep moving it around like that, that's going to do us some favours. Ball launched forward. Just as I say, we need to hang on to possession. Oh, Palumbo picks it back up. St. Luce plays it in the middle. Diambo plays it to Palumbo. Wide with St. Luce. Can he get a cross in? Finds Palumbo again. St. Luce trying to make a little bit of room for himself. Plays it home. Calvano in the middle. Goes for goal. Good save from Magnan. Magnan? Magnon? I don't know how to say his name. I don't know how to say anyone's names, but we know this. Palumbo with the corner. Saved by... I think his first name's Mike, so I'm going to call him Mike. Mike Mainan. That just sounds like a weird suggestion. Calabria plays it into Sailormakers. Again, I apologise for having no good pronunciation of these lads' names. Alexis scores. AC Milan 1-0 up. Maybe a little bit of encouragement. We have set the centre-backs and the wing-backs to be on tight marking, so you'd think that they'd try and close down, but obviously the quality difference between what we have in defence and what they have in attack is absolutely massive. Holm on the free kick, though, plays it in, can't find a teammate, and Rafael Leao has the ball on the left wing, bringing the ball forward for AC Milan. Forced to go home to Teo Hernandez. Good tackle from Holm, but doesn't seem to win the ball back. Here they come. Just sent wide. Sailor Makers. That's what I'm going to call him. Sailor Makers. He makes sailors. I don't know. I don't know how do you say these people's names. Comey, you're also struggling. I'm going to bring on Jory Manquant because he's the only striker to score in the league so far. So might as well give him another go. I think I'm going to take off Pirola for Botera as well because he's not playing particularly inspiringly. And again, there's quite a few boys out there with bookings. I don't like the look of it. It's always a bit worrying. But we continue. So, Beso? I don't know if the M's soft or silent. Calvano to Holm. Palumbo forward. Oh, good save again. Yeah, there's clearly... Obviously, like I say, we've picked up a couple of wins, but there is clearly, from watching the games, there is a massive difference in quality that we have. And obviously, that's just down to the finances the club have. We're unable to, afford the bigger players. And, obviously we're new to the Serie A, so we can't attract any of the players here either. Any chance, lads? No. Oh, free kick. Oh, we were offside, fine. Yeah, so drawing in some of those bigger names, I think is going to be a challenge for us. I'm going to take off Palumbo for Della Morte here, who we're just giving a little bit of rest to, and I'm going to take off St. Luce for Rui, who was fantastic for us in Serie B. I think this is a bit above his level, but I don't have any other left wing back, so I guess he's playing for us. Yeah, I mean, look, losing 1-0 to AC Milan is not the worst. Obviously, I'd rather win. We get a lot of bookings, apparently. Last game we had like 5. This game we've got 5. Lamar plays it in. Can't find Tamori. Ball is cleared as far as Lamar. Are we going to get a tackle in? Not in the box, please. Home! Oh. Interestingly, in one of the other games, we did have... One of our players was tackled in the box, and it went to VAR, but we weren't awarded a penalty. And I've not seen that yet this year, which I thought was quite interesting. They get the penalty, though. Obviously, the little team that gets the foul in the box doesn't, but the big team does. Is there going to be another Italian scandal this season? Is something going to get revealed? Oh, for God, another red. Oh, okay. Have I got any more subs? I've got one. Della Morte. I mean, there's nothing else I can really do here, lads. They're my two subs. I guess Diambo. No, because I was going to say because he's tired. But I don't really want to take off anyone that's tired. Just because they're tired. I've got no one who can go in his place. Oh, we're just going to go very defensive for the last few minutes and just hope we hang on. They've got a penalty, though, so this has to be 2-0 to AC Milan, unless Lamar absolutely messes this up. Which he does. Save from Rizzo, massive save. Kalulu, though, with the ball, tackled by Rui. I mean, 1-0 is not the worst outcome here. Consider it. I have to speak. Every time I speak, I swear the game listens to you. Gabbia scores the second for AC Milan. The game is definitely listening. 100%. And I know that all of you know this as well. But every time you're like, oh, cool, this is going to happen, the opposite happens. That looked like there was... Oh, no, Ziyech is the... Why are they highlighting Ziyech? That's so disappointing. Yeah, you did... Oh, great. Well, I was going to say they did give it their best, but apparently they didn't. Apparently they did completely disagree. Fine. Well, that was one poor performance. We've got no Thiago Holm for the next game. Let's fast forward, get into this Juventus match. I'm not looking forward to it. Here we go. Game number 2. We're up against Juventus. I'm expecting another loss here. Totally am. I mean, look, I don't think we necessarily played that bad against AC Milan. The penalty obviously didn't help us out, and the red card didn't help us out, but what are you going to do? These things happen. Slight tweaks to the side. Defence has shifted around a little bit. We've got Macchioni, Camiliano and Mbeso making up centre-backs. Palumbo's moved forward, obviously, because we don't have home for this next match. And that's about it, really. Salcedo's back in the squad, but I'm tempted to go for Comey again. I'm going to go for cautious. I don't like shoot on sight. That was suggested last one. We're going to go for work ball into box because I guess if we can try and move the ball around them, that'll help. I might go for a shorter passing just to sort of help hang on to possession. Play for set pieces can help us out a bit as well. I may even ask them to go a little bit more disciplined. That might be one too many instructions for them to deal with, but we will do our best. Few people lacking match sharpness, but you know what? That's what the subs bench is for, lads. They've got Zidane as manager. Interesting. Of course, obviously, one of the great players to have played for Juventus. It is a big absence missing him. I trust Zinedine Zidane. These guys are one of our senior affiliates, or one of our affiliates. I don't know if they're a senior affiliate. We don't get any money off them. Which I don't quite understand how the affiliates work in Italy. Maybe they're a different setup to what we're used to in other leagues, but fine, we'll work with it. Camiliano clears only as far as Bremer. Quadrado tackled by St. Luce. Diambo tackled by Zakaria. St. Luce again on the ball, back to Rizzo. You can just hang on to possession a little bit. Just, shift the scales in our direction when that is concerned. I think that's a good thing. We can just keep them away from the ball for as much as possible. I'm happy. And if we can try and keep them out of our half doing anything as well, that would be good. Calvano in the middle to Palumbo. Played over the top. Comey moving forward. Hasn't got the legs though. Can't beat Bremer to the ball. Szczesny launches it forward. And Beso, bad touch, and Vlahovic moving in the middle. 1-0 Juventus. Good. Of course it was going to happen. Again, I said so many things just before this match. Or as the play was happening. And they didn't do any of it. Of course they didn't do any of it. Fine. 1-0 Juventus. Good goal, Vlahovic. Let's keep it. Let's leave it there. Every time with this game, you say something and the opposite happens. I don't want to score a goal. Let's try reverse psychology on the game. I don't want to score any goals in this match. We're not going to score any goals, and Juventus are going to beat us 5-0. Is that going to work? I don't think it's going to work. I think it only works when it does the, you know, things that, like, damage you. Calvano can't find a teammate. Chiesa intercepts. Pogba forward to Vlahovic. Zakaria wide now with Cuadrado. Played in the box. Chiesa sends it wide, but he's offside anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, God. One shot. We had 3 shots, I think, against Inter Milan. And we had more shots after our red card in that game, so I don't know, are we better when we've got 10 players on the pitch? I'd rather us have 11, obviously. Chiesa skins his man, brings it into the box and sends it over. Fine. It's difficult because I don't really know. I'm not good enough at this game to know how to stop this from, you know, stop them from absolutely punishing us anymore. Locatelli plays it over the top. Vlahovic is going to chase onto it. First half hat-trick? No, thank you, Camilliano. Although Zé Carlos clears it straight to Chiesa. Calvano tackles. Looks like he got the ball to me. That looked like he got the ball to me. Okay, well, it was a foul apparently just outside the box. And he gets a booking. Good. Good. Okay, free kick. Juventus with the free kick. Who's standing over it? Pogba. Goes for goal. Good. 3-0 Juventus. Okay, when I said a minute ago that I wanted them to beat us 5-0, I was lying, Football Manager. I was joking about that. So can we not have that happen, please? If it does happen, then I've you know, I should use my powers for good of prediction. I'm disappointed we're not creative enough. Again, these are scenarios. I don't know if how you guys cope with this sort of thing happening with your saves. I genuinely have no idea how to you know, even bring us back into this game. Macchioni is going to come off for Botera. And Comey's going to come off for Salcedo. No, he's going to come off for Manquant. I mean, let's just try and simplify it. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Let's slow the tempo down. Keep the passing short as well. If we can just slow the game down a little bit to try and help us out. And let's maybe drop our line a bit. Just so we're not getting beaten over the top. Whether that helps us or not. Probably not, but you never know. 3 bookings. We love bookings in this team. Sure, why not? Let's add in those crosses. Let's see how they do for us. Is encourage going to be a bad thing to do? Seems to have cheered a few people up. Ilias swings it round. Can't find Locatelli. Only cleared as far as Chiesa. He brings it into the box. 4-0 to Juventus. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to stop this from happening. Who would we consider the top 6 in Italy? Because I imagine they are going to be my biggest problem this season. Obviously, Inter, AC, Juventus. Roma we drew against, but I don't know if that was just a little bit of luck on our side. Calvano gives the ball away just outside the box, not making life easy for his teammates there. Yeah, Inter, AC, Juventus. Probably Napoli I would put in the top 6. Yeah, Roma I would consider a top 6 team. I'd say Lazio as well, but they're having a very bad time in this save at the moment. Maybe Atalanta I would consider like the top 6 teams. The ones I'm most worried about, let's put it that way. I'm sure we're going to get absolutely tonked by quite a lot of them though. I'm going to bring on Salcedo for Palumbo because he's not really doing a fat lot for me there. And I think I don't have any other centre mids, do I? I mean, I could do that. That's interesting. Let's put Botera in centre mid and bring on Pirola. And then I don't think there's really... there's no real polishing, is there, to this turd that I can do. We're losing 4-0. I mean, dare for the sake of just a bit of fun, let's go to positive. See if we can get a goal out of this game. McKennie plays it wide to Chiesa. Botera tackles and Salcedo, and having a bit of a mix-up with Zé Carlos there. So that was a slow pass there. Another red card. Another red card. Okay, this is a problem. This is a very big problem. Luckily, Zé Carlos can go in there. Macon's again. I'm going to put Della Morte there, and I can take him off for Coley. Hopefully, Coley doesn't absolutely destroy someone. I'm going to go to 2 strikers because I'm insane. And we're going to go to defensive. Try not to concede any more goals. Please, lads. Wow. 3 red cards in 3 games. That is absolutely horrendous. That is poor discipline from this team. They've had 20 shots as well. 21, sorry. Yeah, I was lying when I said I wanted them to win 5-0 game. You really don't have to make that happen. Parola plays it wide to St. Luce in the middle with Zé Carlos. Parola again. Just trying to move it around at the back. Let's just see what we can do here. Ball played wide to St. Luce. Are we going to get anything in this game? Mancont's moving forward, back to St. Luce. He tries to get the cross in, finds Salcedo. Was he onside? I don't know if he was. Is there going to be any sort of consolation? Any sort of consolation for us? Nope. Good. There was a reason I didn't celebrate. I'm annoyed that we're losing by this much, and yeah, I'm always suspicious of offside unless I can see that it clearly wasn't offside. I wasn't sure in that moment. Coley launches it forward. Moncont holds the ball up, but he's tackled by Danilo. Kostic in the middle with McKennie. Now Pogba plays it forward. Ilias moves the ball wide, cuts back to Kostic. Makes it round Coley, but he tackles him. Good. Played forward now. Nope. Juventus got the ball again. Vlahovic. Excellent ball through for Ilias. Cuts it back to Cuadrado. He goes for goal and sends it over. Fine. No. Just end it there. End the game there and I'll be happy. We won't have lost by an absolute ton. Although, let's face it, 4-0's not a particularly good game for us. Parola plays the ball forward, finds Mancont. He plays it in the middle to Salcedo. He's held back by Danilo. He gets a book in. I mean, it's a bit far out, this free kick, but if Zé Carlos fancies it, go for it, son. Sends it over. There we go. Well, I said we'd had 2 losses on the cards for you today, and in some ways, I'm happy that I was right, but I'm not happy that we've lost 6-0 over 2 games. Yeah, that was a humiliating game, though. Fine. Well, it sees us fall to 10th. Look, we've played 4 of the biggest teams in the league so far, if you think about it. We had Roma, Inter, AC, and Juventus. So that's 4 of the big boys done for a bit. Torino might be a bit of a problem. Atalanta could be a problem. Salernitana I don't have a worry about. Napoli will be a pain. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back for the Lecce and Hellas Verona games. Lecce obviously got promoted with us last season, so I'm keen to see how we fare against them. And then obviously Hellas Verona, they've been in the league for a little bit of time now, but it'd be fun to see how we do against them. That's where we're going to leave things, though. Thank you very much for watching. God, that was exhausting. If you've enjoyed the video, though, give it a little like. Hopefully you've enjoyed it enough to subscribe to the channel as well. That's where we're going to leave things, though. Look after yourselves. I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao, Bella.